Pramila Krishnan, and when I first joined the Centre for the Study of African Economies, I joined it as an econometrician rather than as an Africanist. So I was promptly seconded to the University of Addis Ababa to help set up a master's programme, but along the way also set up a panel data study on villages in Ethiopia. This was part of a larger research programme to collect good quality microdata in sub-Saharan Africa. This was meant to be a spur to raising the quality of research in general. The thing about being an academic is that you're essentially very selfish. You tend to concentrate on your own research, your own teaching, and so there's a substantial amount of navel-gazing. But what this experience in Addis Ababa taught me was that it was perhaps just as rewarding, or even more so, and immensely exciting to be able to collaborate with enthusiastic, fiercely intelligent young researchers on the continent who lack the resources, if you like, to be able to engage with development economists in the rest of the world. And that was the start of what I think of as my engagement with capacity building. Capacity building has rather sad connotations. It sounds a little bit as if you do something for the sake of doing it. You put people on papers, you don't actually actively engage with research. But in my experience, things have been very, very different. It has been active and collaborative engagement. I now serve as the lead academic for the International Growth Centre, which supports collaborative research and demand-led policy engagement with Ethiopia, but also elsewhere in the world. I've spent some time, summers, lecturing at the African School of Economics in Benin, which brought me in touch with West African researchers. These sorts of connections that I've made on the continent are a key part of my research network today. I now have expanded these connections, perhaps by lucky accident. I'm now on the board of the African Economic Research Consortium, which is probably the premier research organisation that brings together and coordinates research on the continent. It supports master's and PhD programs on the continent, but it also offers grants to young researchers to work on their own research in their countries, and brings together researchers from elsewhere in the world, so creates a peer group and an enabling environment for them. The notion is that you want to continue to raise academic standards on the continent, but in doing so you raise the general research capacity not merely on the continent but also outside it.